Bullpen,
Today's the day.
what is up? What's good? Sorry we missed you last week, but we're back. The pen is back. We're locked back in. We had a little bump in the road, but everything's all right. We're a little remote today. Remote is good. Remote's fine. Obviously, there's nobody sitting right here. There's nobody in our apartment at the moment here in Henderson, Tennessee, but that is okay. We are here via Zoom, featuring the Little League World Series, probably best player of all time, and her name is Monet Davis. Yes, we do have Monet Davis here on the pod.
Let's go, baby.
We're very excited to have her on. Yeah, let's get it, and we're excited. What about you boys?
Super excited. Cannot thank her enough for choosing us. You know, one might wonder why she chose us, but I guess she's just super generous.
We were chosen.
Yeah, I'm excited.
That's all that matters.
Huge decision. She should be joining us here shortly.
Yeah, here shortly. We just got a DM from her. She just said, got the link.
Excited.
You know, the bullpen has came a long way from sitting in a small room to now hosting Monet. I hope y'all like this episode. We're gonna run off a bunch of questions and get some quality answers from her. Yeah.
Hey, this is the first of many. Hop on the train. We are here. This is only the beginning. Let's do this freaking thing. No other shotgun rider beside me, singing to the radio. Are you sure you want to edit this out?
Oh.
Can we talk a little bit before she gets on?
Yeah, go ahead.
Tennessee, Bama this weekend. We got Michigan playing Freed Hardman football team. Tennessee, Bama.
No, don't do that. Michigan State. All right, don't let them downplay Michigan. All right, Michigan's playing little brother, and we're gonna take care of business. Unlike Tennessee versus Bama, we don't know.
Michigan State's got it. Recovered the end zone. Michigan State's gonna win the football game.
We don't know how that game will go, but we know how the Men in Blues game will go. All right. Intern, sit down.
Sorry, my doctor.
Anyway, Tennessee, Bama. Huge game this weekend. Joe Milton's going to put us on his back. He's him. Squirrel White is him. Josh Heupel, the man, is him. The boys are going to be locked in this weekend here in Tuscaloosa. Bryant Denny is no match for the Vols. No match for the Vols this year. Vols are coming for it. Oh, my goodness. We're going to rush for 200 yards in Bryant Denny. This is third Saturday in October isn't even going to be a thing anymore. It's the Vols. Vols time. B-O-L-S. Vols. Come on. What do you got to say about that? I have no remarks on the Titans.
You got me wanting to run through the power tee, bro.
You know, I do hope Tennessee wins. I hope that Tennessee makes a mockery of Alabama at Bryant Denny. It's going to be hard to do, you know.
Most definitely.
Bryant Denny's it gets jumping, so they're going to have to come out with some fire, and I hope Heupel lights that under them.
I agree. By the way, that was just the Tennessee ball fan coming out of me. Realistically, I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. Probably the first team that can get to probably 20-ish points probably wins that game. Both defenses are solid, so I'm ready to see a good defensive matchup. But, hey, who knows?
I got 2017.
It's the third Saturday in October. Anything can happen. We saw that last year with the truth, Hendon Hooker leading us at the quarterback position. Gosh, I miss him. But it's Joe's time. Sure, he's had a rough start, but this is where we flip the switch.
Yeah, I think for Tennessee to win, I think Joe's going to have to run a lot on his feet and throw the ball a lot. I think he's going to have to just have one of his better games this Saturday.
I agree. I mean, I was telling one of the homies here recently, he's due a good game. He's due, 300-yard passing, maybe a few touchdowns, but I think less is more for our offense this Saturday. Less is more, meaning pound the football. Let's try not to get out of hand with the play calling. Our defense is going to do our thing. Kamal Haddon's having a great year. James Pierce, dog, super fast. You can't block that guy. So watch out, Milrow. I know my boy James Pierce is coming for you.
I got 2017. I don't have a side yet though. You know, it's gonna be 2017. I don't know who's gonna win. Colton Hunt. Gotta go. Make sure. What else? Turn her up.
What's up?
What's up?
How are you guys?
Good. How are you?
Can't complain.
Gotcha. How's your day going today?
It's fine. Just resting up. I had a lot of work due. I got some of that done, but just chilling. Can't complain. Life of a grad student.
There you go. So, what are you up to these days? Like, you know, we discovered your playing career is over. I guess we're just gonna jump right into it. We've already did our intro with you. You'll see that later. It's pretty fire, not gonna lie. But yeah, what's up with Monet Davis now? What's life looking like?
Right now I'm just in grad school at Columbia University in New York. So just going to classes 3 days a week. Get swamped with work, so doing work most of the time, but still allowed to go out during the weekends if I need to and have some fun with some friends just to get my mind off of all the schoolwork. But I'm just a grad student right now. I'm just trying to learn more about the sports industry and find my way through it and hopefully, reach my goal at the end.
Okay. So with that being said, you're doing grad classes. What is your master's that you're pursuing right now?
My master's is in sports management, so learning all about the business side of it. And it's a lot of fun just because I'm surrounded by all athletes and sports fans. So, getting to hear, other athletes' side of things and, people from all over the country and how, their sports when they were younger influenced them and how my sports influenced me. So it's been a lot of fun. It's been challenging, but it'll all be worth it.
Good stuff. But it sounds like you're happy with it.
Yes, very happy. I mean, sometimes I get a little upset, it's a lot of work, it's a lot of reading, but I just know at the end of the day, it'll be worth it.
Absolutely. I guess since we got, what Monet Davis's life is up to date now, I guess we can dive into the past. We kind of want to hear about, you in Williamsport. Just talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, that was crazy. It doesn't even feel like it was that long ago, but I definitely had a lot of fun. I feel like if you ask anyone from, that 2014 Little League World Series, they'll probably say they had a lot of fun too. Just great vibes, great people. I do remember, right before that Tennessee game, I was in the rec room and I think Blake Money was there with maybe a coach and some other teammates. And like they were just joking around, coaches always joking, especially when they're the young coaches. And he was just like, yeah, this kid said he's gonna go yaya off of you. So I was like, huh? Like, and at the time I didn't know if I was pitching or not. I just pitched. So I was like, I don't know if I'm throwing. And I was just, one of those little awkward laughs, like, huh, yeah, we'll see, like, whatever. And then fast forward to the next day, my coach is like, yeah, you're gonna be throwing, don't feel too much pressure, just throw strikes, do what you need to do. And I was like, okay, cool. And then I see he comes up. I think he was bad, maybe second or somewhere in the top of the lineup. And I see he comes up and I'm like, all right, like I need to strike this kid out. Like I cannot let him hit a homer off of me. And I don't know what happened. I truly don't remember the first through the fifth inning. So I don't even know what happened. I don't know if he struck out, grounded out, popped out, got a hit. Not quite sure, but I just remember laying on the game. I think I flew out to left field against him, and as I was coming back to the dugout, he just gave me a fist bump, and I was like, "All right, that's cool. Like, at least he's cool about it. He's a good sport." Because I feel like a lot of people would still talk trash no matter what, but those guys were super nice to me the whole time, so it was pretty cool.
I got a question for you, Monet. So, growing up as a young girl, right? You got the choice, and usually girls, play softball. So, at what age were you really like? Were you like, let me try baseball? I don't know if it for you was like softball's too easy because you're Monet Davis. But you know, why did you choose baseball over softball?
So honestly, I had no idea what baseball was. I had no idea what softball was. The only sport I was worried about was basketball. So I grew up with an older brother who played basketball, and my cousin played baseball. So I knew he played, but I didn't know too much about the sport. I was like, oh, cool, it's just another sport. But I'm focused on basketball. And I was just at one of my cousin's games, and we like to play manhunt football. So basically, it's everyone for themselves, tackle, just try to score or whatever. And I was out there playing with them after the game, and the coach at the time came up to me and he's like, "Hey, like you have a really great arm." He's like, "I would love for you to, come try baseball." And I was like, "Okay." And he gave me a sticky note. He had his number on it, and I knew my mom was like not having it. Like I was the only girl at the time, so she was like, "No, I'm not letting my daughter play with the all boys team," because we knew about the team. And she finally caved from Coach Steve calling her. I kept haggling her like, please let me play. And it was during the winter time. She let me go and to a basketball practice, and they were doing 3-man weave, and apparently I watched them do it twice and hop right in. And if you know 3-man weave, it can be pretty confusing no matter how old you are. So I just hopped right in, and he was just pretty impressed and was like, come to baseball practice. And I started going to baseball practice, and I could not hit the ball off the tee. I couldn't hit the ball front toss. I couldn't do anything but throw, really. So it was a very big jump in difference and a lot of hard work. So that was kind of how I first got started playing baseball. But I tried softball in 6th grade, and I played every position you can name in one game. I went from pitching to catching to shortstop, like just all over. And I was like, this is too much. Like, I'm not a huge fan of it, but I just stopped playing for a couple years, and then 10th grade came and I decided to pick it back up again just because I felt like in high school softball is a little bit more competitive, and I was playing with my friends who were, on the travel ball circuit playing for these, top teams in the area. So I was like, let me give it a try and, see how I can, do with them. And they've been begging me. So let me just try it out, play with my friends. Just try for 1 year. I don't want to look back and regret, not trying it out at all. So I was like, let me just try it. And I completely loved it. Like, had so much fun. Very challenging, but it was a lot of fun. And, we won some championships, which was cool too. So that helped out.
Why? Okay, I gotta ask you this before we keep going. So when you saw our reel on Instagram, right? By the way, we appreciate you tremendously for even doing this for us. Like this is just a huge honor. But like, how generous of you. Like, we only have like 224 followers, and like, what made you want to do this?
I just love doing podcasts, and I feel like when people are genuine, you can tell, and I could tell like right away that you guys are genuine. Everyone that just looking at the video, I'm like, they look like some cool guys. So I was like, it doesn't hurt to comment on a post. It doesn't hurt to like a post, to interact like that. That never hurts me. So I just try to, just be a good person and, spread some genuine kindness around just because of the world we live in now. But I love doing podcasts. You guys seem cool talking baseball. Can't beat that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
We should just introduce ourselves. I don't even know if they know our name, or she knows our name. I'm Rudy, by the way.
Tell your position.
I'm a catcher, mostly in the bullpen, but it's okay. No, I'm just playing. But I'm a catcher. Potentially, I guess I could play third, first, but I don't. So if you need me to catch a bullpen, just holler at me.
Tell you the last time I threw a bullpen.
My name's Evan. I'm a left-handed pitcher, and I was an outfielder, but now I'm a PO. So,
I'm Cam. I'm a left-handed pitcher as well. I'm from the Middle Tennessee area, right around where you played that team from and pitched against. So, I know a few of the guys that you K'd up. So, it's really cool to have you here.
Appreciate that. Nice to meet you guys.
Yeah, nice to meet you. Do you know what the NAI is? by any chance?
I do.
Oh, sweet. Awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of
Don't
people-
worry, don't worry. Trust me. I do my research, and I feel like I have to. I'm an athlete. I'm studying sports management. Don't worry, I got you guys. I know.
Good looks. Good looks.
Let's go.
I wanted to ask, so, being a sports legend yourself, you've had the opportunity to meet a lot of other sports legends. I wanted to ask, like, who in particular would you say left the, biggest impression on you?
That's a good one.
Give a few.
The one that comes straight to my head. So I'm a huge soccer fan. I love women's soccer. And this was right after the 2015 World Cup. It was at an award show, I think Nickelodeon. And I just remember leaving out the hotel because it was the same weekend as the ESPY. So I remember leaving out the hotel and I was going to the Nickelodeon venue and Alex Morgan was standing right there and I was like whispering to my mom and my siblings. I'm like, oh my God, like it's Alex Morgan. Like she just won the World Cup. Like what's going on? And I saw her the day before during interviews on the carpet and she was standing right next to me, but I was like, I didn't want to say anything because I'm like, I was 14 at the time. Like I'm just overwhelmed. There's all these athletes I look up to, and I was like, I'm not going to say anything. And then we got to the Nickelodeon venue, and we were walking down the hallway, and we were crossing paths, and she was just like, "You're Monet, right?" And I was like, yeah." Like I was super nervous, and I normally don't get nervous, but I was like super nervous. Like she just won a World Cup. Like you can't beat that. And so we were just like talking and, she asked me for a picture, but I was like, nah, I want a picture with you. So that was like one of the moments that stuck out just because how genuine she was. And, she came to me and, talked to me and, introduced herself first. So I thought that was pretty cool. But I feel like at the time, just a lot of athletes, just super genuine, just because I was a little kid. Athletes love the little kids no matter where you are. So all the athletes that I met were super, super genuine, super cool. I'd probably say another one that's not an athlete, but she's married to LeBron James. So Savannah James this past summer, that was pretty cool.
That is sweet. That's so cool.
Yeah, she was like, I remember you when you were younger. So I was like, oh snap, like that's crazy. So that was also pretty cool because I feel like they have met so many people, they know so many people, and for her to like remember me when I was 13 years old, so almost 10 years ago, like that was insane to me.
Awesome.
That is awesome. You speaking on soccer, didn't you play basketball? Weren't you kind of a hooper?
Yeah, we've seen the highlights.
Yeah, I did everything, honestly. I did basketball, baseball, and soccer growing up, even freshman year, basketball, baseball, soccer. And then 10th grade to 12th, I did basketball for a travel team, but also AAU basketball. So my summers were pretty packed. And then soccer on top of that during the fall season and then basketball. So I kind of had no break in between seasons. I might have had like a day, but I was doing everything.
Gotcha. That's pretty cool. But what I want to know is, what was it like playing in that All-Star game, crossing up Kevin Hart, getting a bucket on him, taking him to the rack? Just want you to give a few thoughts on that.
And you bodied him. Like, it was just, just babied him.
I was terrified. I was absolutely terrified just because, like, there was just so much attention going on. Everyone watches, the All-Star game. Everyone watches the celebrity game. There's Kevin Hart who's coming off an MVP last year, so it's like it's crazy. It's New York, like so. I was terrified, and I was like, I don't want to do too much, like I don't want to be that kid out there that's just ball hogging. I'm playing with former pros. I'm playing with Skylar Diggins Smith right now, who's one of my favorite players at the time. So I was like, I just don't want to embarrass myself. That's what I don't want to do. So that move, I never did that move in my life leading up to that time. Like never ever did it. Like I don't even think I practiced it. I just remember my stepdad was, he was telling me how to teaching me how to do it, but I never did it. And he was like, once you get them on this side, going left, then you just spin right. Like he's like, you're gonna feel them. And I was like, okay, like we'll give it a try one time. Like I don't know when, but we'll give it a try. And I guess it was just an instinct, and it just I don't know what happened. I kind of blacked out in the moment, and as it was happening, I kind of like caught up with myself, and I was like, all right, make the layup. Like just make the layup. That's all you need to do. And I was like, okay, and it just happened, and I didn't think it would blow up. I didn't know how big of a deal it was. I didn't know what happened. I just remember like everyone's like, oh my God. And then seeing highlights of it, seeing Carmelo Anthony, a New York legend, like seeing him react. And I was like, wow, like that move's actually crazy. So then I started doing a lot more in games.
That's awesome.
Growing up as a kid, like, for everyone, you grow up as a kid and you dream of being like the superstar, like a superstar you are. Like, how does that change your whole life, Because, like, for most it doesn't happen, but for you it did. And, how does that change your whole life with your family, your friends, and just all that stuff?
Yeah, like you said, like growing up, everyone, if you're an athlete, you want to be a pro. And you never think it's gonna come at such an early age. So I had no idea what was going on. My family had no idea what was going on. Friends had no idea what was going on. So it was all new to us and we had to learn on the fly. But as far as like friendships, all my friends have stayed the same. I've had the same group of friends since I was 7. So a lot of the guys that were on that little league team with me, I played with them since I was 7 years old. So like I've known them all my life. We still talk to this day. Like we're in a group chat, we're talking all the time. So it's that didn't change. Family aspect didn't change. The only thing that kind of changed was like some days, like my stepdad would be home with my siblings, for X amount of days, and so my mom would be with me. So like that was like the only thing. But whenever I would try to go somewhere, I would try to bring a sibling with me just so that they can experience it too. And I didn't want to feel like I was, taking our mom away from them. And they were young. Like my younger siblings, they were about like 9 and 7, like around that age. So they were still pretty young growing up. So I didn't want to feel like I was, taking my mom away, but I tried to make sure that they came along for the ride. They got to enjoy things that I was doing as well. So that didn't really change. The only thing that kind of changed was like missing some school. So like I had to miss a birthday party one time to do something, which I was pretty not very excited about, but I had to do what I had to do, and it turned out to be a really cool experience. I got to go to the World Series after that, so that was pretty cool. So, sometimes I had to make some sacrifices, and the adults around me did a great job of just limiting certain opportunities to things that I would have fun with and things that would benefit me in the future, rather than, oh, like you should just go to this, go to that, go to this, go to that. Everyone likes to say like keep your name relevant, but at the same time, I wanted to be a kid. I wanted to focus on school. I wanted to go to college. I wanted to go to grad school. So making sure that those are my priorities.
When growing up, you everyone's got a bunch of heroes, and everyone looks up to some people. And so, like for you, like when you meet all these famous people, the list is probably humongous. But like, for me, I probably met maybe one famous person. So like, for you, how is that? How is that for you? How was that space like? Is everyone like when you met him, you're like, oh, like they're exactly how I thought they were, or was it might be different, or explain some of that.
I feel like, especially when I was younger, I didn't really have like a picture of how people were. I was just focused on what I was going to say, so I didn't mess up. Because I feel like you said, not a lot of people get to meet, athletes. So like, to me, it was like, this is maybe once in a lifetime chance to meet one of your favorite athletes, someone you look up to. Like, don't mess it up for yourself. But once you meet them, they're all super genuine. Like people don't realize like us athletes are humans too. Like you might see us on TV doing this and that. Everyone makes mistakes. Everyone's human. Everyone's just super genuine. So what you give them, they're going to give back to you. So I feel like being a kid, and even now, like talking to kids, like if you're being yourself, you're being, genuine to these kids, that's going to open up their their personality that's gonna help them out. They're gonna remember that when they get older, like this is what I want to do. Like I want to be like that person and go back and, talk to the little kids and make them feel comfortable, and leave that imprint on them. So everyone's super genuine. I don't think I met someone that was rude or anything. But like certain things, I was still super young. So like I think it was like the SB's like body issue party, and like they were inviting me to, and my mom's like, she's 14, like she's not going, like that's not happening. But she did allow me to go to the actual after party, and I got to meet some of the Duke players, so like Tyus Jones, Shiloh Okafor. I got to meet them there. That was pretty cool. And I got to run around like a kid. Like no one said anything to me. I was just running around with, my sneakers on. I was with my older brother, so we were just having a good time. But all the athletes that I've ever met, they were all been just anyone in general that I've met, they've all been super, super nice, super down to earth, and actually like wanting to have a conversation and get to know, me for who I am, and, even telling me who they are and some of the things that they went through too.
That's cool. You seem like a really humble person. I'm sure there were a lot of opportunities for you not to be so humble, right? With all the opportunities that you had. But how did you, blowing up that fast, like how did you, stay humble throughout that process?
My coach, what he told us growing up, always telling us, be true to who you are. The character that, not just showing, when you're in front of coaches and other people, not just put on the front, like be that same person behind closed doors as well. And, just I was a bad kid. Not a lot of people know I was a bad kid. I did not like listen. I was just a bad kid. But like when you have that structure, so I had that structure with my team, and even growing up, my parents, I had that structure as well. So once I was old enough to, I wanted to focus on sports, I realized I had to listen to those adults, and I had to, behave because, you know, they were the ones that were trying to help me. So I needed to at least listen to them and help them out as well and make things easier for them. So just growing up, having that structure, having that, those teammates around me, if you weren't good on my team, like if you did not listen to your parents, if you weren't good in school, like you were not playing, you were going to ride the bench the whole time, and everyone around knew why you were riding the bench. So like you did not want that to happen. So I realized like I need to, clean up my act, be a good kid, and, then I would be rewarded eventually. But just having that support system around me, helping me out, they've really been the ones that have, really really pushed me to be the person I am, be a good person to everybody. Um, Even to my teammates, like we argue and fight like regular siblings. Like that doesn't change. Like not once have I flexed something on them. Like I've never done that, and I'm not going to do that because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here. We wouldn't have won that game against Tennessee. So it was just really just being grateful for what I have and just appreciating the people around me that got me to the place that I'm in now, that I was before, that I will be in the future as well.
That's good stuff, Monet. A lot of people in that spotlight don't act like that, so I know I respect that, and I know the two
Absolutely.
other guys sitting here with can agree to that. But my question is, you were talking about the World Series. Do you still have a team in the postseason right now, in the 2023 postseason for the playoffs, MLB?
Nah, I'm a Dodgers fan, so that kind of hurts. But it's nice being from Philly, seeing what the Phillies are doing. So when they're high, I'm on a high. I'm cheering them on. But yeah, being a Dodgers fan is tough, especially in the postseason.
Yeah, what happened to your Dodgers?
I was actually just talking about this yesterday. I have no idea. I have no clue what was going on. I've never seen Kershaw perform like that. Like, what was that, 7 to 9 runs in the first inning? Like, that is unheard of. Like, that's crazy. And then Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman, like, aren't able to get a hit after being so hot all season. Like, I have no idea what happened. But it's nice to see the Phillies, doing well again, and the city of Philadelphia is just going crazy. So hopefully I can go up and, go catch a game and, just party with all the Philadelphians down there. But yeah, I'm a little sad. Dodgers went out pretty bad, but it's all right. Next season's our season. I feel like a Cowboys fan. All the Cowboys say that, but yeah.
Stating that the Dodgers are your MLB team. Who do you root for? Any NFL teams, NBA teams? Who's your teams there?
NFL, I don't pay too much to. I don't really have a team. I still, if the Eagles are doing well, I'll cheer for them, but I don't really pay attention that much to really be like, oh, I'm a hardcore Eagles fan or I'm a hardcore Saints fan or whatever. So I don't really, I've always been a huge just players person. Like I love Zach Ertz. I've loved him since he was with the Eagles. So I've always been a Zach Ertz fan. And then as far as NBA, I'm also a players person as well. Like Devin Booker, Steph Curry, and also Jamal Crawford, which a lot of people just don't. Yeah, a lot of people don't realize like how great of a player he was. So those are probably my top three favorite players. But I truly just watch players. I don't really watch teams that much, and I just trying to dissect, the game and what's going on and how just kind of putting like a coaching mind on. I want to be an owner eventually of a WNBA team or NWSL team. So like putting my coaching hat on and trying to figure out pieces and what piece would fit and what's on which team and who would fit where and what plays they should run or just kind of breaking down the plays. So that's kind of how I watch sports. Well, yes, watch soccer and basketball nowadays. But other than that, those are kind of the sports I watch. And even baseball, sometimes I'll like figure out what pitch they should throw next. Just kind of breaking it down. I feel like now that I'm not playing, I kind of have like a little coaching hat on.
Right. Speaking on Kershaw's, I guess his outing in the postseason, I can't remember. What was it that you said you throw your curveball like Clayton Kershaw, but you throw your fastball like Money Davis? I guess you'd probably rather throw. I mean, in that game, you'd probably rather throw your curveball like Monet. Like, what are you thinking there? You think you would have got out of it?
I think after like 3 runs, I just turned the game off. I just don't know. I don't know what was going on. Like, I have no idea. Like I had my internship with them this summer, so I got to, be on the field. I got to record the players, and I was a video production intern, so like I got to do a lot of things on field with players and editing and everything. So it was pretty cool, like to be there, and like the energy is always high there. Like the energy is always up, and it's always cool to see. You see it on TV, but like actually being there is pretty cool. But I have no idea what was going on. While I was there, I'm like, they have a good chance. Oh, at first they weren't doing so well. Like they were just like, we are not going to the playoffs this year. Like that was like the talk of like within like the interns, just because they were not. Everyone can see they were not doing well. And so once they turned it around, it was like, oh, cool. Like they can go to the playoffs. They could possibly win the World Series. Like, but I can't even tell you what happened. Like I can't tell you what was going on. It was just so bad.
So if Monet Davis would have had the ball in her hand in that 9-run inning, do you think you would have went a complete 9 and probably threw a perfect game, or what are we thinking here?
Nah, I probably want to give the bullpen some work, just because you're going to need them later on in the series. So, maybe a little 5 to 6 action, and then give the bullpen, a little chance. I feel like the Dodgers have their bullpen struggled, but they started to get better over the rest of the season. So give them that bullpen a chance, because you're going to have to rely on them later on in the playoffs.
Monet, we got a special guest for you. Wants to come say hi to you real quick.
What's up?
Sit down.
Hey,
how we doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for doing this. I know everybody appreciates it.
Appreciate it, of course.
So, I'll be honest, I just ran in from lunch, so I don't know what you've been doing, but got me a cup of chicken and rice, so I haven't been in here, so I'm just jumping in, but if we had like a go-to healthy meal and you had to cook it, what are we whipping up?
Ooh, I don't really cook that much.
Okay.
I'm not a huge cooker, but I'd probably say I love a good chicken Caesar salad. Love a good chicken Caesar.
Got one of those in my mini fridge right now. So
Can never go wrong. Can never go wrong. So I'll probably go with the salad.
Okay, that's respect.
Let's get off the food topic. Houston told us that if y'all were to have an live AB right now, he said that he'd get you back.
Honestly, you probably would. I'm gonna be honest. I can't tell you the last time I threw a baseball. Like, I haven't pitched in so long. I have no idea how my curveball would work, how my changeup would work.
Sorry.
No, you're good. So I have no idea. Like, you probably good. Honestly, I'd probably throw about 60 now. Probably just nothing but eephus pitches. But I mean, it'd be cool to just see how it works. But you probably hit a tank off me.
Nah, he's messing. Hey, but you did it when the lights were on, right? When it mattered, when everybody was watching. So that's what mattered.
Did you ever give pitching in softball a chance? I think I saw you played. You were kind of a utility player, but did you give it a chance?
I did early on, 6th grade. I took pitching lessons, but I mean, if I stuck with it, I probably could have been. I don't think I would have been the best pitcher because a lot of pitchers in softball are about 5'10" and up, and I'm still the same height I was in Little League, so I probably wouldn't be the best pitcher. But if they needed me to go in and throw, I could do that. But I truly went to softball because of my friends and because I wanted to hit still. Because I felt like once I got to high school, I started becoming a PO, and I didn't really like that. I wanted to hit, and so that's also a reason why I went to softball, was because I was like, I want to hit some more. Like, I want to try to hit some homers, and just play with my friends and have fun.
Yeah. As someone who hadn't been hitting in probably 7-8 years, I feel you on that. So
it's PO's tough. It is tough. Yeah. Especially once you get a little older, you're only throwing once every 5 days or so.
Oh yeah,
it gets pretty boring. We went to Toronto one summer, and I think it was the end of my senior year of high school, and I was basically still a PO and didn't really play the field that much. But this was during the Women's World Cup 2019, and I was on the bench watching the Women's World Cup. Like, I was watching, I think, USA against. Who are they playing? USA against France, maybe? I was just tuned in, and my coach was even like, do you want to watch the game or do you want to go pitch? Like, you could choose. And I was like, just give me a chance. I was like, let me go pitch. And he'd be yelling out the score to me and what was going on while I was on the mound, which was pretty cool. So I'm not a huge fan of the PO life, but gotta do what you gotta do sometimes.
It's tough because, if you have a bad outing, you got to be sitting on that for probably about a week. But
yeah, that's true.
All right, I got another question for you. I don't know, again, before I walked in, what the direction was, but I remember that maybe it was the summer after we went in 2014 when you had that Chevrolet ad. So obviously we couldn't drive at the time. Did you get anything like, okay, once I turn 16, I'm getting a truck, I'm getting a car from y'all, or how did that work?
No, well, I didn't get anything, but we had to go through the NCAA through it because for eligibility. But I think we were able to get a car, which was pretty cool. So got a brand new Chevy, which was pretty cool. I think it was like one of the first cars that had like Wi-Fi in it or something. Like, I don't know. It was a pretty cool car. It was pretty cool. So that was pretty cool. But I think the highlight for me, since I couldn't drive, was going to the World Series and throwing out the first pitch. That was the highlight for me of that, and just how many people watch it and how many people watch it, and like seeing yourself on a commercial on national television when everyone's watching the World Series was pretty cool. Oh, yeah. Even though I didn't get a chance to catch it at all, but a lot of my family and friends got to catch it.
Yeah, the time before NIL, unfortunately, right? If it was now, who knows what would happen.
Yeah, I'd probably be driving a Hellcat or something, like something crazy. Yeah.
Well, do you have any advice for like, a young athlete, maybe females in particular, that are getting into sports?
I'd probably say just do it, just because I feel like right now is the best time to get involved in women's sports. It's on a rise, and it's going to keep going up, especially with the women that we have that are professionals that are leading the charge right now, and that they're phenomenal, and they're really pushing for something great for the next generation. So I would just say just go for it, no matter what sport it is. There's so many opportunities now for women in sports, especially professional wise. I know growing up for me, the WNBA was around, but it wasn't as big as it is now. the women's soccer, the NWSL wasn't a thing at the time. I think it was like WSL, or I'm not sure what it was called, but it was starting, but it wasn't as big as it is now. So just go out, do it. Don't let anyone tell you can't do it, because this is the perfect time for a woman to get involved within sports, and even men getting involved within women's sports. It's a perfect time to do it, and cheer on those athletes, because they deserve it and they work just as hard.
Switch routes a little bit here. I'm just gonna give you a tough question. MJ versus LeBron. Who's the GOAT?
I didn't get a chance to watch MJ play, so I'm gonna have to go with LeBron, just because growing up he was the guy that was on my TV a lot of the time. I think my brother was a huge LeBron fan growing up too, so I'm gonna have to go with LeBron. Although I tend to not really have this debate a lot, just because you can have different GOATs in different periods of time, and basketball wasn't the same now as it was back then, so you can't translate. It's hard to translate their games, because everyone's game has to evolve when the game's evolving. So I would have to just go with LeBron, just because I got to watch him growing up, and seeing what he does now at 38, almost 39 years old, it's pretty incredible.
Unicorn.
Insane.
What did you ever get to pitch at 60 feet?
Yeah.
Okay. And did you get to hit at 60 feet?
It's a struggle, yes.
Okay. So
first game I got to pitch, I could not make it to the plate. Like it got to a point where I was just throwing. And us as pitchers, we know the difference between throwing and pitching. I was just throwing, just trying to get it over the plate. So that was a struggle. And then hitting wasn't bad. I love hitting with the drop fives. I hated the BB core drop threes. I hated that. But the drop five, that was when I excelled at hitting, just because the bats were just juiced.
Yeah, they were juiced.
They were just, the drop fives are insane. So that was probably a time I had a lot of fun, and I wasn't the fastest player, but I was able to get a couple doubles out there. Just maybe a single here and there, but nothing greater than that.
So when you become the NCAA commissioner for baseball, you're going to bring back drop fives or beezers, or what are we thinking?
I mean, maybe not in NCAA, just because how fast the ball jumps off a drop five.
yeah.
I probably wouldn't do that, but maybe when you're younger, how they changed it. Whatever the bats that they're using now just aren't the same, and it's not as fun. So maybe talks about the younger age groups to using the drop fives. I think that was pretty cool. Maybe probably first year onto the big field, first 2 years on the big field, you could use a drop five, and then from there on out, once you start getting stronger, start going to the BB cores, just because you don't want someone to hit a rocket bat at the pitcher, because you got to think about the safety as well.
Absolutely.
So maybe one time you could come up and throw a first pitch here at Freed Hardman.
Facts.
Yeah, maybe. Listen, I will be in Tennessee sometime in March.
Oh wow.
You gotta pull up.
So yeah, I'll keep you guys posted. I'm pretty sure that's when around the season time. So I'll let you guys know. Maybe pull up with some friends, catch some games, go to a little party or something.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, how far are you guys from Broadway? Because I've been there in December, and I had a great time. Like
2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Like 2, yeah.
Or two. I mean, and that's no problem. If I mean, that's no problem.
We're about an hour from Memphis, where Freed is.
Mm.
Yeah. I'll definitely keep you guys posted.
Sweet.
Absolutely.
So I'm a journalist, right? I have my undergrad in journalism, so I got a few questions. Why did you guys start the podcast? What made you want to do this?
So originally, last year, me and Cam, we lived above this room, and Rudy lived in this room, and so we would just catch ourselves being up at 12 to 2 in the morning, just sitting there talking, and we were just it was just a thought. We were you know what, we might as well just do a podcast, but we had no clue how to get it started. And so from those conversations, we just were let's just video it and put it on YouTube and see if we get any traction. And we have gotten a little bit. So, yeah, that's really it.
Yeah, if you would have told us back in the spring, we would have had Monet Davis on our podcast in October. Like,
crazy.
Yeah, no way. But I mean, it's been crazy. One of my roommates got kicked out of my apartment for reasons, and we just moved the podcast into that room. So that was pretty cool. That was pretty fun. Hate it for Whit, but he got kicked out. Oh well, we got Monet Davis on the freaking pin. So
yeah, let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, we were supposed to make this happen earlier, but I got super sick, and I was like, I can't. Like, I would have still done it, but I couldn't move. So I was like, yeah, I can't do this and give a bad podcast for you guys.
At first,
no worries.
Yeah, at
you
first,
feeling better?
Oh, sorry.
Oh yeah, I'm feeling a lot better compared to last week. Yeah, I feel almost 100%, but still a little cough here and there.
I'm not gonna lie. At first, when you said you're sick, I immediately just how I think. I was like, she's just not gonna come back. I was like, dang, we lost her.
No. I wouldn't do that. Especially if I already told you I would. I was like, I had to let you guys know. I was like, there was so much going on. I was like, I gotta let them know. Like, I can't do it. Like, I truly could not move. I barely had a voice. Like, it was bad.
Jeez.
For you just to fit us in today, we appreciate it so much.
Yeah, you don't even know.
Big time.
But I guess we'll jump into the last few questions we have for you. You talked a little bit about your time. Where did you play collegiate softball?
Hampton University.
Okay, yeah. How about you speak on that? How long were you there? Did you enjoy it? Just give us the rundown on Hampton University.
Yeah, so I started. I was at Hampton for 4 years. So 2019, 2020, that was my freshman year, and that's when COVID happened and things got shut down. But I was able to play at least 20 games, and that was honestly some of the most fun I've had playing sports in general. Everything was just clicking for everyone up and down the lineup. Everyone's hitting defensively. Everyone's doing well. We were such a young team, so we're like, this would be good for us. Like, we have 3 years together. Like, this would be phenomenal. Like, we can, talk about winning the conference and going on to, the tournaments and everything. So everything was looking really good, but it was one of those too good to be true moments. So COVID happened, everything got shut down. Didn't play sophomore year because COVID. So I think only the basketball team at Hampton played out of all the sports. So we didn't get to play then. So I was able to get those 2 years of eligibility back. And then junior year I played. It was a brand new coaching staff, and everything just was all just wonky. We didn't start practicing really as a team until probably around this time. So we were just behind. The coaches came in late. So we only had one coach at first for the beginning of the year. So she couldn't do too much because it was such a big group, and she couldn't focus on one group specifically at a time. So it was just all over the place. And then end up coming, January comes right after, the holiday break, and I ended up getting sick again. I was sick at the time. That's when I first got COVID. So I was out for a very long time, and it just seemed like I just couldn't get better. It was just ongoing, and that got delayed. So I had 2 weeks to practice with the team before games started. So that didn't help us at all. And then games started, and at first we were all right, this could be something. And then people started getting sick, people started getting injured. It just wasn't a good season. So junior year ends, and then senior year comes, and a lot of the girls that I played with before, they graduated, so they weren't there. And then there was new girls that were coming in, and then there was, some things happened. And unfortunately I wasn't able to play my senior year. So I could not, only play 1 full year in college, which kind of, it kind of sucks, but it's whatever. So, I still enjoyed my time at Hampton. I will say, it was fun. A lot of adversity, but I was able to come out in 4 years with a degree. go to grad school, and here I am now. I actually go back down to Hampton in about next week, 2 weeks, next week I think. So I go down for homecoming, which would be fun just to get to see some of my old teammates, some of my old classmates, and just have a good time.
If you ever feel like making a comeback to softball and you got some eligibility left,
I'm pretty sure I have like 3. I think I had 3 years of eligibility. So
hey,
maybe.
Yeah.
I might. If I do decide, I feel like I might try basketball. I feel like I would want to try something different.
Program.
2018 national champs.
Yeah. I might try something different. But as of now, I do not want to play sports right now. I feel like the only sport I truly like miss playing is soccer. And yeah, I just went to a Gotham FC game last week, and like Sunday, and just the energy was just amazing. And like seeing them celebrate, I was like, dang, like I miss like soccer celebrations, like doing wild celebrations during soccer. Like I miss that time. Like that's probably the only sport I truly miss playing, just because like here I could still play basketball for fun. I could still go to a batting cage and hit softballs or baseballs if I want, have a catch if I want. But like soccer, like it's hard to play soccer by yourself. So like that's probably the one sport I do miss the most.
I feel you there. With football, it's just different. Strapping up them pads. Like you gotta have a team to go out there and play football. Yeah. It's just not the same. I miss it a lot.
Going back to the first question you asked, why we do this, like another reason is because the NAI doesn't get a lot of coverage, right? And if we can put our conversation on camera and just
have fun with it.
Yeah, have a fun time. Like really, just not taking it too seriously, and just got to try to get that coverage out there, because that's our goal too. So that's another reason.
What do you guys do for fun? Like, are you guys video gamers? Are you like more into the working out, like the movies? Like, what do you guys do for fun?
I do a little video work on the side, like hype videos and stuff, and photography, videography.
I would say here recently, I'm getting pretty heavily involved with cornhole. I love tossing some bags, being out there, sliding the bag in the hole, getting 3 points, having a 4-bagger.
Sliding it.
Yeah.
I love me some cornhole here recently.
Yeah. I just do whatever these guys do. I'm just here for the ride. I love being around these guys, love talking to them.
Yeah.
Nah, cornhole's crazy. I've never heard anyone say that. That's probably the first time I see it. That's crazy. Like I enjoy it for fun. But like I'm not very good at it. But like to hear like someone say like I like playing cornhole and like picking it up, like that's different. Like I've never heard it, but that's cool.
Yeah, I'm just not very good at golf, so gotta pick something else up.
Neither am I. I slice everything. Yeah.
We got I got another question. So we're coming out with our new merch drop. We got a hat line coming out, and it's coming out at the end of the month. And we would like to personally send you one, so you can have one. Would you accept that?
I would. Let's do it. I'm not a huge hat person, but I will wear it. When I have bad hair days, I always throw a hat on top. So Trust me, I will wear it. I got you guys.
Sweet. Thank you.
Boys, you got anything else?
I think I'm good.
That's it.
And if we could talk to you. I'd talk to you all day. But we just appreciate you seriously for coming on.
Yeah, man. This means a lot. The bullpen really appreciates you.
You want to ask her one more about NIL? Remember the question?
The NIL.
Do you have any like opinions on NIL, like if it's good or if it's bad for college athletes?
So I feel like at first I wasn't too sure about it just because we didn't know too much about it, so it was kind of hard. But I feel like now with a little bit more knowledge, I feel like a lot of athletes are taking advantage of it and putting money in their pockets. Like I think there's a YouTuber Destroying, I think. He does like football videos. And it's crazy hearing how like he had to choose between either football or YouTube. And like now it's like you could do both. Like you can do both. You can have any type like Nike deals, car deals. Like I think it's pretty cool. And it's allowing kids to, put money in their pockets. And also, like we've seen what Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, them staying an extra year, they get the degree and then they also make some money on top of it. And I feel like when you go to college, you want to get that degree in case something happens. You still have that degree to fall back on. So I think it's phenomenal now that kids are starting to realize like I can stay in college and still make money and also graduate. So I feel like that's like the big thing for me is having that degree and then also making your money on top of that. And some people are making life-changing money that could help their families, which is pretty cool. And the only thing is I just feel bad for like, a lot of the people that, came before us who wanted to make some money through NIL, but weren't able to and had to choose between this or that. I think that's not cool. And somehow, hopefully they can, kind of do something to, earn some extra money. I feel like for me, if it was happening when I was younger, I think it would have been a little different. I probably would have been in a different place, but I feel like everything happens for a reason and I'm here for a reason. And I'm going to, just cherish what I have now and hopefully keep growing in the future. And I won't really, hopefully it can help and I possibly could help do an NIL deal with someone. But as of now, I'm just living my life, focusing on my schoolwork and focusing on, possibly bringing 2 women teams to Philadelphia.
Awesome. Yeah. Love that.
I can definitely see it. I definitely don't doubt it.
I hopefully that's the goal. The goal is just to have an NWSL team and a WNBA team in Philly. Just because growing up, I never had, those women's team close by that I could just go to a game and watch them and have those dreams of, playing in my home city and playing in front of family and friends and other little girls. So wanted to bring that dream to life, give those other little girls in the city, a chance to, see that they have, this path to go on and how much women's sports have grown. So just having that inspiration within the city and, wanting to be a part of that, wanting to be part of history, because I don't think Philly has ever had a women's professional basketball team. They haven't. But soccer team they have, but wanting to, bring the NWSL here and expanding it to the East Coast because, the West Coast team, there's going to be 3 teams in California in 2025. So bringing the team to Philly, that way we can have, New York/Jersey team, Philly team. There's a DC team. So like that, the South Jersey, Delaware, Philly area, the tri-state area, they can have, a team that's close by where, a lot of people can bring their little girls to watch and have them have their role models right there in the city.
We believe in you.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Is that all we got, boys?
I think so, sadly.
Just like we were saying,
We'll do another one. We'll definitely do another one probably sometime. We'll see. Maybe around World Series, after World Series happens, do a little catch up. That'll be cool. We'll definitely do another one.
Sweet.
Well, Monet, I guess it's not a goodbye. I guess just to see you later, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, we'll see you soon.
All right, good.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Oh.
Hey, appreciate it. All right, I'm not on the camera. Even if you had to shove against our team, for this to happen, I appreciate you doing it. Very classy and humble. So I know everybody appreciates it. So.
Nah, I appreciate the kind words for sure. Because when I saw that, I had no idea how it was going to turn out. So I definitely appreciate the kind words and just being genuine. Because there's not many people like that. So I definitely appreciate it. Could have easily be like, she sucks. Like, she's terrible. I would take her deep right now. But definitely appreciate it.
Monet for president.
Yeah, keep spreading your light, keep doing you, keep giving people like us chances and opportunities. Man, we can't thank you enough.
Yeah, it goes a long way. So definitely appreciate you.
All right, Monet.
Awesome.
Monet.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks, Monet.
See ya.